Hey guys, today we're back with another review. And today on the channel, we're going to be reviewing the Sig Sauer P229 at 9mm Legion. Stay tuned for this one. Alright guys, we're back. Once again today we're going to be reviewing the Sig Sauer P229 Legion in 9mm. Without further ado though, special thank you to Center Target Firearms and Range in London, Kentucky for lending me this firearm to review. They've now been lending me a few firearms every single week so I can get some really good content on the channel, but without them we would not be able to review this firearm today. So I'll be leaving a link in the description below to their website and to their YouTube channel. Swing by and check them out on both of them platforms. And also, if you're in the area of London, Kentucky, swing by and check them out. They've got tons of new and used firearms just like this in stock right now. They've got a very, very nice range and tons of accessories. So once again, special thank you to Center Target Firearms and Range for lending me this firearm. Also, special thank you to Optics Planet. They give me every bit of the ammunition that you've seen fired through this firearm today. You can text GOLDEN, GOLDEN, to 80907 and get 5% off all ammunition prices. They rarely ever have their ammunition on sale, but with that code you can get 5% off. It doesn't matter how much ammunition you want. So another special thank you to Optics Planet. So without further ado though guys, let's go ahead and get started with a review. So as you can see here, the gun is unloaded. It is safe to talk about. And we'll go ahead and get started with a review. So this is actually the first 229 I've reviewed and the first Legion series of the Sig Sauers I've reviewed. I have had tons and tons and tons of Sig Sauers over the years. One of the first big firearms I ever purchased in my life was a P229 or 226 Elite Stainless, and that was a gun I had for many years. And then went to college, had to end up selling it to afford some stuff while I was down there, and I got another one back a few years later, loved it, and ended up selling it too for some reason, I guess because I'm about half crazy, but love that gun. I've had a bunch of the P220s, which is a 10mm or 45. Ones I've had are the 45, still looking for a stainless Elite 10mm as well, but still can't find one. I also had P210 series. I have one P227, and this is actually the first 229 I've had. So in comparison to the 226, this is the subcompact version. It is a 15-round magazine capacity. You have a pretty full-size grip, as you can see here. So the 226 would come back down to here to where it would be a tad bit more fuller size, and it has a 4-inch barrel. The 226 is a 4.5-inch barrel, so it is pretty much duty rated whenever it comes to length and all that. This firearm here, as you can see, has Picatinny rail on the bottom with 3 slots. You can attach any lights or lasers you'd like to. Has front cock and serrations to help you press check or to rack the gun if you want to. Also has night sights on it, your Sig Light night sights, a big red dot in the front and 2 dots in the back. To be honest with you all, these might be the new sights that they're putting on the or the 365s now, if I'm not mistaken, because that front sight doesn't look like the Sig Light night sights. I don't even know if they actually sell them anymore, which is pretty interesting because them were some of my favorite sights on the market. But if I'm not mistaken, actually these right here are the same sights that they're putting on the 365s and all that now. Normally on the 365s, I don't care much for them, but guys, today, this firearm really blew me away. It has not been that long ago that I've owned a 226, but it's probably been, I'd say, about maybe a year ago, maybe even more than that now. Time flies by now so quick, if you all know what I mean. But this one right here, guys, I don't remember my 226s being this nice and me liking them so much. To be honest with you all, I have to tell a little tale on myself. I didn't really ever care for the Legion series. That's why I never did own one. It wasn't because I didn't really like them per se, but it was more of that I thought it was a marketing gimmick whenever they first come out. Because if you all remember, whenever the Legions first come out, they was pushing them real big. Hey, join this elite group of Sig Sauer owners. You had to have you have to actually buy a Legion and get a card in the mail to become a Sig member or a Legion member, to where you can get on a special website and get special deals on things and find special Legion products. And they just kept on pushing the Legion so heavy, and I was like, it's an interesting sales pitch, don't get me wrong, but back in the day before Sig won the military contract, their 226 line and 229s, 227s, all that, they had, I'm not kidding, hundreds of different models. Because I can remember back in the day, I think I've had every single model of the 226 that was made, from the Equinox to the Stainless Elite to the Normal Elite to the TAC Ops to the, TAC Ops, Scorpion, normal P226, the E3 226. I've literally had almost every one of them that I can possibly think of. And I never did buy a Legion because at that point I was starting to get into a little bit more higher end guns, and they started pushing the Legion series and then started phasing out everything else that I ever did love with Sig. And I was like, I'm just not much into them. So I never did pick one up. And plus too as well, I'm more of a either black firearm guy or a stainless firearm guy. I don't really go for many FDE firearms or these off colors or this gray, but now that I've actually picked one up and seen it in my hand, the actual websites and stuff you see these on, these don't tell a true color to them. This is a very, very dark gray, almost gunmetal black, if that means anything to y'all, because that's one big thing about the Sig Legions is that I always thought it was like a true gray, like a Kentucky State Police gray, or like, just a gray color. But this is a very, very dark gray, and it looks beautiful, don't get me wrong. Also, this PVD finish, or not PVD, but I think it's a DLC diamond-like coating finish. It feels very, very smooth in the hand, but you can get your hand in them cocking serrations as well from front and or back. Very nice as well. Sig's take down very easy. All you have to do is hit that button on the side whenever the gun's locked back. Spins around, take it. If I disconnect the magazine, and there you go. Very, very simple to take down. Field strip. That was something that you pretty much remember by heart. And there you go. It's back together. One con I do see about this firearm, though, is the magazine release. While we was doing some speed reloads and stuff, every time that I was reloading the gun, throwing a new mag in, the first thing that I'm always used to catching my finger on is a Glock. So I was hitting this, and where the slide was cocked back, it wasn't doing nothing. I was like, oh, yeah, it's up here. And then I realized how small that slide release is. I'm not for certain why that they made it that small for. That was one big thing that I always loved on the 226s is that they had that very large slide release where you just go up, tap, and there you go, you're back into going. Because I was never really the person to throw the magazine in and rack the gun. I was always one that was taught on the slide release method. And that's how I run every single one of my guns. 1911s, Glocks, Sigs, it doesn't matter. Whenever I get a firearm, whenever I'm throwing a new magazine in there, if the slide doesn't drop straight forward, I hit the slide release. Anyway, that being said, that was one thing that I really wasn't, that I don't like about this gun, and that's about the only thing. Decocking mechanism's still easy to hit. I just don't really know why that they made it so small. I guess to try and keep it tight to your body, but at the same time, whenever the decocker is sticking out as far as it is, I don't know why you wouldn't put the slide release as far back as that, because not only that, whenever you have the magazine out of it and you go to catch it, I can barely catch my finger on there and me trying, but if I'm up here like this right here, I can't even get it to catch because my finger won't even catch on it. So that's just about one of the only things I can harp on. Another amazing thing about this gun that I swear to God I don't remember my 226 having is this good of trigger. I've even done some Gray Ghost or Gray Guns trigger packs on my 226s before, and let me tell you something, it is a mess. If you don't feel comfortable with doing it right now, don't do it. Send it to a gunsmith because it will take you a while. I can probably do it now if I rewatch one of my old videos, but guys, I'm telling you something, there's a lot of mechanisms in here and a lot of certain ways you have to put it. But that being said, I put the Gray Ghost trigger in the 226 Elite Stainless, the last one I had, and it was good. I even had the flat face trigger, and it was good as well, but it is not as good as this trigger. I'm telling you guys, whenever that single action, you hit that wall, and it's just like riding a bike again. And then that double action, it's not as heavy as I remember it. Not only that, but it's smooth as butter. Kind of reminds me of my Active Shadow. It's so smooth. Even whenever I was firing it coming straight out, pow, whether the gun doesn't move a bit because that double action is so smooth. So the only thing that I can think is that they took this hammer, polished the internals on it to where there was no rubbing or grittiness, because that was one big thing with the 229s and 226s is that with that double action, even for a lot of police officers that I've talked to as well that actually was issued one of these were the 226s, on that first round, you'll pull the gun where it was so heavy and a gritty of a double action, and then they get a single action every time and be back in work. That was one big reason that everybody that I've talked to hated these guns, is because that first round was pretty much nothing to scare the guy, and then that second round was whenever you actually got some pretty decent shots, unless you was right up on him. But this double action here, guys, I'm telling you something, it's one of the better ones that I've ever felt, and I'm very, very impressed in it. Also, single action's nothing to smirk about. Very good. We stepped back to 50 yards, and I hit it almost every single time. Maybe missed one or two, and that's with it at pretty much 8 o'clock at night, and it was getting pretty dark, and it blew me away how well I was doing with this gun. Stepped back to 75 yards, and it was getting pretty dark then, but I still hit it twice in a row out of 5 rounds, so that was not bad at all either. And it just blew me away how much I really did enjoy this gun. Not only that, but even with how the gun would fire, it would come up a little bit, because as you all know, Sig Sauer's, the height over bore is a lot higher in your hand whenever it comes to I guess the center axis is where I'm looking for, not height over bore, but it's higher up in your hand whenever a Glock is pretty much almost right in the top of your hand here. You can see how much higher the slide sits, so you're going to have more upwards recoil. But it was coming straight back down, and I was getting some fast shots with it as well, and it was just a very pleasant shooting experience. Grips, one bad thing about the 226 Elite Stainless I had is that it was that rosewood, looked absolutely beautiful, but they were thick in your hand and it barely had any type of grip to it. These G10 Legion grips, they snug right up to your hand. The gun doesn't move at all. You can keep rapid firing on the gun, and it doesn't move at all. It's about like it's a part of you. I was really, really blown away with how much I like this gun here. Will I be picking one of these up? I would personally rather pick up a 226, but that's just my personal thing, because I like a 4.5 or 5-inch or 5.5-inch gun. I'm not much on these 4-inch guns, mainly because I can still carry a Glock 34 every day that I don't work. But now, if this was something that I did want in the 4-inch barrel, then I would 100% get it. But now, ask me the question, am I going to get a 226 Legion? Yes. I mean, if I'm going to pick one up in store, and if it feels anywhere as close to as good as this gun right here does, this particular gun, it'll be leaving the store with me. That's how much I really did enjoy this gun today. I loved my Elite Stainless, but now this gun right here, it's a whole different masterpiece. Only thing I'm worried about right now, though, is that I do recall a few years ago that they started saying that they was replacing the stainless lowers with aluminum or alloy, which would take that weight down a lot. I love heavy guns, and this one right here fits my hand perfect, but I hope that they're still making them with the full stainless steel lower as well. That way they will keep that weight to it, but I'm not for certain. But guys, overall, if you're looking for this 229, I 100% say go out, find you one, and buy it, because this is one of my favorite guns that I've shot in a long time, and I've shot some very, very nice pistols lately, as always. But I mean, this one right here is one that if it was at 226, I'd probably say, you know what, fill me out that 4473, because I'm ready to take it home. Hey guys, I appreciate y'all viewing as always. Once again, special thank you to Center Target Firearms and Range in London, Kentucky for lending me this. In the description below will be a link to their website and their YouTube channel. And also special thank you to Off to Explain It for giving me the ammunition. Text GOLDEN, GOLDEN to 80907. You'll get 5% off your ammunition. So guys, once again, thank y'all for viewing as always. Like and subscribe for more gun reviews, and I'll see y'all in the next video.